smashed, burnt-out civilization becoming more realistic by the day. There's a little cafe over there called Crosstown, which is quite apt because this town is seemingly quite cross. The National Cyber Security Centre has been in the news. It would have been pretty easy to miss it, however, because obviously the news has been filled with terrifying stories of what happened with the Grenfell Tower. But yeah, it's been announced through their investigation at the NSCSC, whatever the hell it's called, National Cyber Security Centre. That's Westminster Cathedral, by the way. I just thought I'd show you because it was a nice view, and then he gets run over by a BMW. Yeah, they've announced through their proper investigation, of course, that they have worked out that the hack attack on the NHS was in fact performed by North Korea. Yeah? That's not a conspiracy theory, it's proven fact, as proven by the National Cybersecurity Centre. It's certainly not strategic lying or anything. Of course, the news articles talking about it were talking about how the Sony attack in 2014 was also done by North Korea. I believe a completely unproven fabrication. But there we go. I saw this the other day. The St. Vincent Centre is all Roman Catholic around here. Have you ever seen such an ugly building in your life? You ever look at that building and think, oh my God, what the hell were they thinking? But never mind. You may be thinking, where am I going? I am going somewhere very specific. I'm going to the Home Office. The Home Office. Because there's some kind of protest there, or rally, or solidarity march, or something like that, to do with, supporting those people who need housing and asking the government questions why, certain things happened and why certain things didn't happen. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to be saying, which is why it's good to go down there, I guess. Something quite interesting, though, in the news yesterday, was that Jeremy Corbyn said that to house the people who have lost their homes in the fire, they're going to be requisitioning properties that are owned by people but not used, like empty properties that are privately owned. They're going to be requisitioning them to act as like temporary housing for the people who lost their homes. And the requisitioning of private property is, of course, completely part of the Communist Manifesto. So is that Jeremy Corbyn showing his firm comradeship to the ancient Red Book or whatever? I don't know, the seizing of private property for use by the state. That seems fairly authoritarian to me. So it seems like, at the moment at least, we either have authoritarianism from Theresa May, or we have authoritarianism. It's been a long day. By Jeremy Corbyn. You choose red or blue, authoritative red or authoritative blue. It is up to you. They're cheering things like, they died because they were poor. I don't quite think that's true.
They must go! They must go!
It really, really stresses me out when I'm amongst these people, as I think I've mentioned before. What really frustrates me in a way is that, as soon as the election happened and, Theresa May seemed to be holding on to power, they all came out and they had like a massive rally in Parliament Square, and I was thinking to myself, where was all of that effort before the election? Why weren't they out on the streets before the election? Why is it always afterwards? And what really sort of upsets me about this is, one, obviously the tragedy is being co-opted for political purposes. That's the main thing. And the people didn't die because they were poor. Not to speak ill of the dead or anything, I really don't want to do that. It's just that the tragedy really, I don't think it should be turned to try and like win an election. I think it's really bad. I think they should be ashamed of themselves, basically. It's just sort of really annoying that, I mean, yeah, it's an ongoing movement that they have here for like social justice and social housing and all that kind of stuff. Is it only that people get encouraged to come out on the streets when something terrible happens? I mean, is that what we need to happen in order for people to actually be bothered to get off their arses and actually come out and shout about something? Is when something like really, really catalytic happens, at which point essentially the message gets lost in the mob rather than being, you know, formed in the first place and based on rational evidence and principles and all that kind of thing. Now, as I normally do, I'm going to ask the simple question. Because of the Grenfell Tower burning down, obviously all the newspapers and all the articles and all the TV news and everything's all filled with that. You have to ask the question, when our news media is filled with a specific topic, you have to ask yourself, what is in the news that isn't being talked about? And the answer, oh, they're actually marching off now. Where the hell are they going? Oh, do I really have to follow them? Where the hell are they going? Downing Street. I can't be bothered. Let's watch it on the news if they go to Downing Street. God, I just don't want to be amongst those people. Yeah, you have to ask yourself, you know, what is it that we should have been learning about in the news, possibly, that was pushed to the sidelines because of what happened? And the answer is automatic digital censorship. So, artificial intelligence and machine learning being used through algorithms to censor the news from things that apparently shouldn't be on the internet. And that's something that's basically, it was forged as an agreement between Theresa May and the new Prime Minister or new President of France, I think it was, Macaroni, what the hell his name is. And yeah, they're obviously just pushing forward with the agenda of us all being run by a big computer system. And it's getting to the point, I mean, automatic censorship is basically you're typing into like a post on Facebook or whatever, you're giving your opinion about something. When you press return, it doesn't send. Most probably what it'll do is make you think you are sending the message so that you don't carry on repeating it and change your whatever. I think it's called shadow banning. So essentially, like, unorthodox views are going to be shadow banned from the internet. That's one of the other things possibly that we should be talking about, maybe shouting outside the Home Office. I don't believe in shouting outside the Home Office. I mean, why do they organise this protest at 6 p.m. when everybody who works in the Home Office goes home at 5:30?